The Care and Thrive Foundation is a local nonprofit that focuses on helping people who've been diagnosed with young onset dementia. Now, they help them and their families as well learn ways to adapt to their lives and not just adapt, but really thrive. We've got the founder, Miss Judi, here to tell us a little bit more about the program. Hello.
Hi there. How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad that you're here because I was reading that in Alabama, it's been estimated that about 100,000 people have dementia. So let's talk about first what dementia is and then how that's different from young onset dementia.
Absolutely. First of all, thank you for having us. We're really excited to get this word out because dementia really is it's a collective term or an umbrella term that is around brain changes that are happening that are causing problems for the person that causes them to have problems thinking, understanding language, and really just functioning every day in their normal activities to the point where it's really disrupting their lives. Typically, it's diagnosed in people over the age of 65. But young onset dementia is the same brain changes that are happening, causing the same problems in their lives, but for people under the age of 65.
Now, this is not a group that we hear about very often. So is it becoming more prevalent for younger people to get diagnosed with dementia?
It really is. Last year, in February of 2020, Blue Cross and Blue Shield came out with a study where they looked at a 4-year period from 2013 to 2017. And they studied people from the ages of 39 to 64 and found that the number of people in that age range that were diagnosed with dementia increased by over 200% than prior years. The average age that they found of people being diagnosed in that age group was 49 years old. And really, they were thinking that this age group is underdiagnosed.
49? I'm 43. That's just around the corner from me. So, but why, I guess, why are suddenly more people in younger age brackets being diagnosed or coming down with dementia?
I think one thing that's a good thing is it's getting recognized more often. So
okay.
People are, the medical field is understanding more about dementia,
okay.
Understanding that if we catch it early, there are positive things that we can do it won't eliminate dementia, but it can slow down the disease process and give many more years of productive life. And they're really feeling like it's underdiagnosed because just to get a diagnosis of dementia is a very long and complex process. It usually takes on average 18 months to 36 months to get diagnosed. That's that almost 3-year period where you're struggling with what's happening with your brain and not having answers. And it's interfering with every aspect of your life. And another reason are people are afraid to get diagnosed. Mm-hmm. What they know of dementia is very little. And they're afraid that automatically means it's going to be the end of everything they love doing and their careers possibly.
But I guess what I'm trying to figure out is is it something we're eating? Is it our lifestyle? Do we have too much going on? What is causing, do we know, why younger people are dealing with it more than in years past? Or is it just being recognized more?
I wish we did know. There's not a definitive answer to what's causing dementia. They are understanding more and more about what's happening in the brain and the changes that's happening, but there are not strong evidence lines of what's actually causing it. There's a lot of things that we know that we can do to make it better or to try and keep your brain healthy. There's a lot of brain healthy initiatives that are out there in the world today, including things like exercise, limit your smoking and your drinking of alcohol, and keeping cognitively active. So challenging yourself and don't get sedentary. That's one of the biggest areas that you can improve in.
What are some unique problems that those who are younger dealing with dementia are facing?
So if you think about it, on average, these are people in their 40s and 50s. They're in the prime of their lives. It's where I grew up. And, we listened to U2 and Bon Jovi and, Journey. Those are our favorite groups. That kind of puts it in perspective. They're raising their families. They're in the heyday of their career. They may be thinking of retiring and planning for it, but they're not ready to financially. So there's an entirely huge wave of financial burden. On top of the brain changes that are happening from dementia, then you have this financial area too you're not prepared for. And then what you know, like we mentioned earlier, what you know of dementia is very little and typically not positive. The newer research and the evidence-based research approaches that are showing the positive impacts, it's relatively new. Not even all of our medical community is up to date on it. And then finally, you have all the services that are available in the communities around dementia are not geared for people in their 40s and 50s. They're geared for people later on in life, in their 80s and 90s. So it's very different, and there's not a lot of information, so they don't know what to do to get help.
So I guess in closing, how the Care and Thrive Foundation, how can you guys help for our viewers that are saying that, hey, I might need to look into this?
I'm glad you asked. First of all, get diagnosed.
Okay.
The earlier we can get with you, the better, because what we do is we fill in the gap between diagnosis and your disease process progressing. And what we do is we focus on a holistic approach. So we look at where dementia is impacting you, but we also look at what abilities and strengths you have. We use those abilities and strengths to help you learn ways to adapt your life to continue thriving, continue to do your passions, continuing to do those responsibilities that give you purpose in life. We also work with your family and your friends to help everyone understand what the disease is, anticipate what steps may be coming so that you can proactively put steps in place to help you continue adapting your world to continue living it the way you want to.
Judi, thank you so much for the information. Website one last time.
Website is www.careandthrive.org, and we're also on Facebook at Care and Thrive, spell out and.
Thank you so much, Judi. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, you too. Thanks for having us.
Of course. Don't go anywhere. More Talk of Alabama headed your way after this quick commercial break.